now. So it'll appear so you can share.
And welcome everyone to Thirsty March. It's Thirsty Thursday here at Fear Street.
Yes.
Today, really quickly, we have two special guests, which you've heard on the podcast. We have Lindsay Partain, who was on our Promising Young Woman episode, which was really, really fun. And then we have Dr. Julie Ray Mullenkamp, or Doc J, whatever you might hear us say, both, who knows, who was on our Tigers Are Not Afraid, or our new fan club for Issa Lopez.
Yes.
So welcome. How's everyone doing? How was everyone's Women's History Month?
Well, like everybody else who gets a month, thanks for that month. Year.
Yes.
How about every month, every year?
Yeah. A little equal pay goes a long way.
Crazy how that works. Lindsay, how you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good. I'm finally putting things on my calendar again, and the first week where I was like, I have to do 5 things this week, and I had a panic attack. I was like, I haven't been this busy in 12 months. How do I do this? so I'm doing great now.
Well, that's great. Our friend Crystal.
Yeah.
Hey, Crystal. All right, let's do some quick so we let some more people come on. Let's do a quick horror trivia, just real quick. We'll do a couple.
This always ends badly.
It does. But we have more people this time, so maybe with our powers combined.
Is this for us trivia, or is this for like the people watching trivia?
Both. Anyone can chime in because we usually need all the help we can get.
Yes.
Okay. In Teeth from 2007, what possession does Don O'Keefe throw off a cliff?
Their dignity.
If you don't know, Teeth is the one where the girl has the teeth in her vagina.
Yeah.
I was gonna say fake teeth, but now I don't think that's appropriate.
Oh my god.
All right. I'm just going to say, because I love this answer, and I think everyone that has one of these should do this. But her purity ring.
I do love that answer.
Yeah. I'm going to buy one just to throw off a cliff now.
Let's the movement of that.
Yes.
Right. Let's do it. In what year is the Blair Witch Project from 1999 set?
Wasn't it 1999?
96?
It's been so long. 93.
Let's do all 94.
Oh man.
But why? Why was it said 1994 when, I don't know, that those 5 years really
find the film. You got to give them time.
I can tell you that I saw that opening night when I was in Toronto with a friend of mine who did not enjoy horror films, and we stood in line with some of the craziest people I've ever had the pleasure to sit in line with.
I bet.
That movie was scary as shit.
Right.
I've always seen it all the time.
I was so young, I literally thought it was real. Like, I thought this was a real movie. Mm-hmm. Or not like a clearly real movie, but like I thought it actually happened.
That was their whole intent. That's what they wanted. They wanted to do that, so it totally worked on you.
Right, exactly.
You can advertise that way. Now with the internet, you can't. We're all everybody's business.
Right.
Yeah. It changed sort of the industry, and it led the way for the stuff that's going on the internet now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Some people can get this one. What actress portrayed the titular Emily Rose in The Exorcism of Emily Rose in 2005?
It's Dexter. What is her name?
I know her. I know her whole resume, and I can't think of her name right now.
She was in quarantine.
Dexter.
Mary
Dexter right now. I see her name constantly.
She's even from like a famous family, so I should, if nothing else, know like one of the parents. I think the father.
I'm just frustrated you won't accept that she played Duck Texas. Let everybody know.
All right, y'all want the answer?
Yes.
Wait. Oh, we got sort of part of it. Does that help anybody?
Nice. Crystal Weed
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Crystal is right. It is Jennifer Carpenter.
What? Really?
I knew it was a famous family, and I could not. I'm just gonna keep drinking.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
famous family as in the Carpenters. Like
I think so.
they do the music.
John Carpenter.
I went totally to, we've only just begun. I went a completely different way. Is it his mother or granddaughter?
I don't know.
I mean, I thought it was daughter, but I need to relook at that apparently because I forgot her whole name.
Yeah.
Okay. Trick question. So get ready. In what decade is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003 set?
70s.
70s.
Because it's a remake. They don't put that on there, so it's a trick question.
Thank you, because I was about to look real dumb, so I'm gonna keep drinking.
Remember, there's a chainsaw. It's the 70s and it's Kansas, even if it wasn't this particular franchise. I'm from Missouri. Yeah.
Was the remake the one with Renee Zellweger and
That was like the sequel to the remake.
Yeah,
Was it?
The remake had Jessica Alba. No, not Jessica Alba. Jennifer Beal.
Yeah, because there was a remake and there was something else that came after, and I was like, "What is this?" I don't know if it was another reboot or a sequel to the reboot. I never got clarification. I never watched it.
I don't know.
I liked it. It's been a while though, so I won't say that I still like it. I liked it in past tense. I've gotten in arguments about this movie, so we'll see. It terrified me, but at the end, "Don't breathe." Is the villainous blind man dead?
No, never.
I'm gonna assume no.
I'm going with Sharai. No, never.
We are all correct. He is not dead.
Thank you, Sharai.
I've never seen the movie. I just know they're never dead at the end.
Right. There's got to be a sequel.
Right? All the odds were in my favor.
Let's see. Crystal, you're correct. Oh, I haven't seen this. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm not super familiar with this movie, but maybe somebody else is. What is the name of the house mother murdered as a result of a prank gone wrong in the house on Sorority Row from 1983?
What was her name?
Miss Barbara. I have no idea.
I've seen the remake, but I'm assuming they're not at all alike.
I'm just gonna say Rhoda because why not?
The only thing I can think of is Matron Mama Morton, and that's so outside of genre, outside of that whole
But
movie.
what if it was the answer? What if it was written by musical theater nerds?
I'm also seeing the potential for a mashup that you could sell. Totally with the cell line for
Oh
that.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, it's Mrs. Slater. That's her name.
Yeah. Good for her.
Right? I mean, well, not good for her. She's dead. So she did not make it.
After all the shit she had to put up with, she might have been
Right.
better off.
She's the house mother of a sorority. I can only imagine.
No.
Yay! One of our friends, Brother Ghoulish, is here. Brother Ghoulish has an awesome podcast for those of you who like horror podcasts.
Yes, check them out. They're awesome. All right, let's get down to our actual what we're here to talk about. So, we've had fun. We've had our fun. So first, let's talk about what have we been watching, working on, doing outside of Fear Street. Dr. J, why don't you start?
Oh my goodness. It's been a very, very productive and busy March. I am in the process of getting my website and demo reel updated. And so I'm so excited about that, but it's a huge pain in the ass. Luckily, I have a fabulous team because, as everybody knows, technology is not my friend. And I've started cooking again. We sort of dug the house out of the pandemic a little bit, and I'm time managing a little bit because once I got the shot, and now Daniel's going to be getting the shot, suddenly it felt like the world could open. The after times are coming, and so we're like, we got to get our house back together, which meant we did dishes. So then we could actually cook. So that's been super fun. And we're working our way through the Marvel and DC movies with the boys, which is kind of a blast. Kind of a blast to see it through their eyes, even though some of it's not age appropriate. Parenting skills, hashtag.
I love it. Especially get them to watch WandaVision. They'll totally dig it.
Well, here was the thing. I was watching WandaVision secretly by myself, and Charles was watching it secretly by himself. And then it came out. Charles is 11, Lindsay. So if it was the next. And because he had gone through the whole series, and finally he sort of admitted that he was doing it. And I was like, I am too. So we got to watch the last two together, and I was kind of blown away, because that had so many references in all those places that I thought he's just not going to get. He got it was such an amazing conversation. An 11-year-old view of that and the 59-year-old view of that were remarkably different. And that little stinker is so much smarter than I am. Oh my goodness. The stuff he picked up and talked on, I was like, at casual. Look it up later. You'll figure it out eventually. So yeah, it's been great.
I love it. That's so awesome. Lindsay, what have you been up to?
I feel like I've been watching way too much TV, and my partner would probably second that. I've been binge watching Dexter, and when I'm not watching that, I've been watching this lovely show called Mortgage or Marriage because I love trash. I've also been watching WandaVision. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. My partner is making us watch an episode a week though, because he doesn't binge watch shows, and I'm just like, but I want to know. I gotta know. So I'm just staring at the thumbnail of it going, come on, get home. We gotta watch it. I've been writing a sort of kinky boudoir piece for Stage Left Theater in Spokane. So that's super exciting. Started taking a class on audio dramas, so I'm learning how to do more of that. And spending a lot of time writing up a homebrew for a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Yeah,
always fun. Love it. I also love trash, so I'm there with you.
Absolutely.
I just want to say, Lindsay, you're the best partner ever because your partner's being cruel.
Boundaries, that's the thing, because I started watching Dexter a month ago. I'm in season 4. I just finished the Trinity Killer, something like that. I'm way beyond where any normal person should reasonably be in this show, so I'm thankful.
Their remake, it's coming back.
Yeah.
I heard that. All right. Sharai, what you been up to?
I actually have been obsessed with Clubhouse lately, and because people keep throwing movie recommendations out, I watched Scare House, or is it Welcome to the Scare House? I'm really bad at advertising. But it was a movie I found on one of the free apps, and it was delightful. I should have done more research. I think his name is Gavin Michael Booth, and his wife Sarah Booth wrote it, and she's also in it. And it has one of my favorite things working in its favor that I don't want to ruin for people who might watch it, but it's something that I keep saying we need more of. Take with that what you will. I won't narrow it down further than that. And I've also been really about the cheese board lately. I don't know. Charcuterie's comfort. Yeah.
Nice.
Lunchables for adults.
Yes. Yes. I feel better with a bougie Lunchable. And wine is the best Capri Sun. And so it's working out.
And for those of you that don't know what Sharai always asks for in films, if you go back and listen to the podcast, I'm sure you'll hear it at least. How many episodes do we have? Like 50? About 50 times.
50. Something like that.
I have been working on number one, so I'm fully vaccinated now. Thank you. I'm really excited about that. So the community theater that I'm on the board of directors at, we're beginning talks of like, when can we start things up again? How does that work? What shows we're looking at? So we're starting to look at shows. So I re-logged into my new Play Exchange account today, and I started looking at some things. As for films and things I've been watching, outside of stuff I've been watching for the podcast, so outside of like actual horror things, I've been really getting into queer films and films about the queer identity. And so I kind of went into like real world horror and like what we inflict upon ourselves and watched the film Boy Erased with Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe. Incredible film, very difficult to watch for me. It's based on a true story about a boy who gets sent to conversion therapy by his family, based on a true story. There's also a book, so if you're more into reading his actual words, do that, by the same title. And he's actually from Arkansas. The family is from Arkansas, and the conversion therapy he was sent to, I believe, was in Memphis. So hit really close to home. But a beautiful, beautiful film. Nicole Kidman is incredible in it. I can't remember the boy that plays the lead, but he's also incredible. I've also watched, what's the title? Hold on one second. I gotta go to my Letterboxd. Because that is my brain now. But Henry Gamble's Birthday Party. If you haven't watched this movie, go watch it. You can find it on Prime, I believe, video on demand, most places. Acting is incredible, very ensemble piece. It's about this young, it's a 17th birthday party, pool party, very evangelical, son of a preacher, very, very interesting and very well written. It's just incredible film. Go watch it. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to, and ready to get out into the world and like get back to some kind of normalcy, be able to go out to dinner, maybe, I don't know, something crazy.
In the movie theater. Oh my God.
Mind blown.
Right?
It would be again, as I start thinking about the after times, it feels like it's coming. I know it's probably still going to be another year, but man, the planning is so exciting. We just keep talking about travel.
Mm-hmm.
Travel.
And just to add upon Lindsay's love of trash, because I also love trash, I have been alternating between seasons of The Real World and MTV's The Challenge. So I love trash too.
Yes.
I will admit it on live social media.
There is nothing wrong with some comfort TV. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the thing that sets you up.
Dumpster dive with me.
Exactly. I love it.
Have you seen It's a Sin?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you seen It's a Sin?
Mm-mm.
I've heard of it. It's on my list. I haven't gotten to it yet.
I think you may. It's the Netflix limited series, that's set in England at the breakout of the AIDS HIV epidemic.
Yes, it's HBO Max, and it's from the same creators that did the UK version of Queer as Folk, which had an American version as well. But I've watched the first episode. It is also incredible. Powerful, moving, all that stuff. First episode, you don't get very into it's like the very end of it. You get the AIDS part, but so good.
It is so incredible in the storytelling. And because your predilection, you just said what you're looking at, I strongly encourage you to watch it and then watch Longtime Companion, which was,
I've seen that one.
The second film that came out after Parting Glances that actually dealt with, that particular epidemic. And, one of the reasons why I refused to teach in person, that I just insisted that I teach at home, is because I've already lived through an epidemic and I lost so many people that I loved that I'm not going to do it again. And they just these films just capture that incredibly painful, beautiful, amazing moment of of strife, of humanity. It just touched humanity. It's a Sin killed me. I saw Crystal wrote, it's so good. It is so good. There's a character arc in that I have dreamt about. I can't shake it. And I bet Crystal knows which one I'm talking about. Colin. Anyway.
I have seen Longtime Companion, and it wrecked my entire being. I cried for like hours after it, but beautiful. It's so hard, and I think that a lot of people who lived through the height of the AIDS epidemic, because it's still going on, people still die from it today. I recently did a production of The Normal Heart a few years ago, and I had a friend that came to see it who's like, she's 3 years younger than me. I don't know. I'm terrible with numbers. But she was in cosmetology school and had a friend who had recently passed away from HIV complications or AIDS complications. And so it still happens. It's still heartbreaking. And but yes, definitely It's a Sin and Longtime Companion, if you haven't seen it. Incredible films and miniseries.
Can I just throw out another trash moment?
Do it. Love it.
Has anybody seen Reprisal? It's also HBO Max. I kind of recommend it. It's bizarrely effed up. It's totally anachronistic. So it's mashing up 1950 and 2001 about sort of adult gang wars. It is crazy. It's also, there's a real connection to the film that Lindsay was a part of talking about on the podcast. That name just went right out of my head.
Promising Young Woman.
Thank you. That also I dreamt about. I just could not get that off of my soul. And after I listened to your podcast, I was even more like crazy. I went back and watched it again. It was so good. This has got some of the same elements, and some of it makes no sense, but the storytelling is really interesting, and it's super trashy and violent about a woman who comes back and just avenges, just takes total revenge on everybody that effed with her. It's fascinating.
What's the title? What's the title again?
Reprisal. And they just got booked for a second season, which is kind of exciting too. But it's visually just so interesting. And again, the use of storytelling, but this really stalwart, strong, flawed female character just being like, you cannot treat me that way.
I love it. That sounds so cool.
Brilliant way, right? Like Promising Young Woman. What a brilliant, brilliant protagonist. Whew.
Yeah. No, I pre-ordered that Blu-ray as soon as it was available.
Like I said, you all inspired me to watch it again.
Love it.
Thank you for that.
Like, it's definitely one of my favorites from last year, because I thought I had my list, and then I watched that and like, rearrange. Everything's moving down one.
If you want another good one with a female protagonist, if you haven't seen I Care a Lot,
I've heard, yeah.
Holy shnikes, so good.
Isn't that Sarah Paulson? Am I crazy?
No, you are.
Oh, I'm crazy. I'll just drink to that.
It's just evil personified, and it's got an ending that I didn't see coming. And whenever I'm surprised, I'm never more turned on.
Fun. I need to check it out.
Same.
All right. Crystal loves that movie too.
Crystal, we got to meet. Just listen to you talk, and there it is, Rosamund.
Oh, Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, we got to meet. I love listening to you talk about film. I think you're smart.
Maybe we'll have you both on the show together at the same time sometime. That would be great.
That's actually a really good point you just made.
All right. Well, let's start talking about upcoming, because we're moving. We're hopefully getting out of this pandemic world. I know it's still going to be a while, but let's think positively. What upcoming TV shows, movies are you looking forward to the most? Doc Jane, why don't you start again?
Well, again, connecting to trash TV, Daniel and I watched Better Call Saul and Ozark again, and both of them have been granted another season, and I'm super happy about that. I will watch the glory and the shit that is American Horror Story. I'll just watch it all. It's just delicious. I'm super excited to see like the dueling Aretha biopics. And I'm waiting for the second one before I watch the first one. And Daniel and I are going to watch them together. And we have this sort of date planned in our mind how we're going to do that. Or he doesn't know that I have that plan for him, but that's
Can we talk about the battle between Cynthia Erivo and Jennifer Hudson? Like, what my mind, I can't handle it.
It's crazy. And that's why I want to see them back to back, because it's going to be so interesting. And we just finished watching Get On Up, the Chadwick Boseman biopic of, oh gosh, the Godfather's soul.
James Brown.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
And that also had some really interesting ways in which storytelling could happen. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Has anybody seen, of course, In the Heights? How could you not? That's just going to be fun. I cannot wait to see Cruella. Don't judge.
I'm interested. I think, I am kind of over Disney. Like, let's give the villains a backstory. But like, I don't know. That in that trailer, that costume change she has, I'm like, why weren't you Girl on Fire in the Hunger Games? Like,
there's a trailer now?
Mm-hmm. It's real short.
I'll peep at it.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, so I'm looking to that. And of course, the boys and I are very, very excited about the new Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love it.
So good. So good. James Cordone should never have been in the prom. There's a lot of things he should never have done, but that motherfucker can totally play Peter Rabbit in any dream I have.
Yes. Crystal agrees with us that the trailer was baller.
So yeah, there's things to look forward to.
Those puppies. I do love Emma Stone, and so I will watch most things Emma Stone does. I don't love everything she does, but I do enjoy her. All right. Oh, Brother Ghoulish is not a fan. I mean, it's true.
It's time, Brother Ghoulish. It's time. Get the fairy dust gone. Fairy dust. Nitty gritty.
Right. I completely agree with James Corden in The Prom. I was so annoyed by that performance. James Corden does not have to be in every musical. I'm just saying. He doesn't. You could actually, when I watched it, I was like, why aren't these roles switched? Like, why isn't, what's his name, who was the actual gay person in the cast? What's his name?
Reynolds.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
I think you're right.
Confidence.
Reynolds, is that what you're saying? What?
I can see his face and his resume.
Right.
Anthony,
Book of Mormon. Come on.
Andrew
Reynolds. Andrew Reynolds. That's his name.
I was right. I just want to say I was right.
But he should have played James Corden's character. It would have been incredible. But instead, we got what we got, and here we are. Yeah, exactly.
All about the almighty dollar commercialism.
Capitalism. No, we love it. All right.
That's the word I was looking for when I said commercialism.
So Crystal's asking, gay man, I'm assuming she means the prom, and yes, Andrew Reynolds is gay and was in the prom.
Mhm.
He just wasn't the main character.
He's also super good as the king in Hamilton. I'm going to lay that down.
Mm.
I'm going to lay that down.
This makes me laugh, so I'm just gonna put that up there. She could be like Tilda Swinton in Suspiria and just play everybody.
It would have been a better movie.
I love it. All right, Lindsay, what are you looking forward to?
I'm thinking of starting Flack, that weird PR show that just hit HBO. I think it's HBO or Amazon Prime. I can't remember which one.
Prime.
But it looks very interesting and very dark, and I'm pretty stoked to start watching that one. The Sound of Metal keeps popping up, and I don't want to botch his name. Is it Riz Ahmed? But he is so delightful to watch. His work in The Night Of wrecked my soul. It wrecked my whole body. It was so good and so good. The Witcher season 2, I'm just like, I want it now. Looking forward to that. And then I do want to watch Uncle Frank. It looks lovely. I've been watching Prime a little bit more, and I keep getting commercials for them. But I keep seeing, Sharai, you've been posting about it a little bit too. I'm like, I'm conflicted. I'm just gonna wait and see what people say about it, because I don't know if this is gonna be one for me, but the trailers look very interesting.
I'm super conflicted because I always say I want more Black people in genre, but I'm tired of seeing Black people in trauma. But Hollywood won't separate the two. And so that's what I get. And if I don't watch it and nobody watches it, then we get nothing else. And so it's a vicious circle of stop doing this. Yeah.
So
I also want to agree quickly with The Sound of Metal, because I just recently saw the preview for that, and it looks really, really interesting.
It is so good. It'll rip your heart out. Rip your heart out. And Fleck is a blast.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I'm stoked to start watching that one. I want more. I want like a movie that's very reminiscent of Blair Witch Project. So like, not like found footage necessarily, but like that like gothic, just like, I don't know, gothic vibes. Like I want gothic spooky forest vibes, and I haven't gotten it in a while, and I want it.
I love it.
Have you watched The Dark and the Wicked?
No. The Dark
It's
and
on
the
Shudder. Yeah. It's on Shudder. It came out last year. People kept hyping it up. I just watched it, and I need to rewatch it because I was a little bit too drunk and terrified. But I feel like from what you just described, you might be okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. I also need to watch it.
Can I just say something about them? I know we talked about it on Facebook. Trent and I have volunteered to be the canaries to go into the coal mine to see what's going on there, so nobody else has to step on a mine, particularly somebody who, the world has created magnets for their shoes to step on mines. So happy to do that, because I agree with you, Sharai. I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree too, for sure. I think that, we just need more representation and more diversity in genre in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be about like race, and you know what I mean? Like, just because there's a Black person in the movie doesn't mean the movie has to center itself around racism.
Yeah, like Brad Pitt isn't the only person who can go to space. I just want to throw that out there. Contrary to popular belief, it could belong to all of us.
I don't want to go to space, so y'all have all the space you can have. I don't want it. I recently, I think I replied to one of the girl that's scary on Twitter, and they were talking about how ocean is terrifying, and I was like, the idea of the ocean and space are both terrifying to me. Just the idea that they are it's all encompassing. Hello, Elisa. How are you? It's
I'm
just
ready.
terrifying. There's no end. I mean, there's an end to the ocean, but there's not an end to space. I'm gonna drink somewhere.
Then there's like a couple of ocean movies you should never, ever, ever see. There's a couple of them out there that are just like, I don't know why I'm drawn to. It's almost becoming a trope and cliche. Yes, Crystal.
Absolutely.
Just be. Can we just be? Anyway, it's like they get dumped in the ocean and you spend 2 hours watching them wait for the sharks to eat them. And there are days when I'm like, I'm gonna watch that. It makes me realize there's something wrong with perhaps me.
Right. The funny thing is, I'm terrified of oceans, but I love fish. Dolphins are one of my favorite animals. Period. But I understand sharks are not evil; they're not villains. I get it. But I watched that movie that was like the couple that gets like stranded in the middle of the ocean with nothing but this like flotation device. That was scarier than the sharks.
What? That sounds terrifying. That's my nightmare.
No, thank you. Right.
Sandra Bullock did it, and she was fine. So we can send somebody back in space as well.
But I am not Sandra Bullock, so.
Oh, Sandra Bullock survived like high-speed buses. She has survived space. She has survived
pageants.
Ass monsters in the forest blind. Like, no, my track record is not that good.
I have to tell you, until I had kids, this bitch would have totally been tethered in space for as long as she could be. But once I had kids, it's amazing how like the impulse is still there to do it, but I know I can't. And it's okay that I can't. But I just want to say I would totally float in space for the longest amount of time and jump out of airplanes and off of cliffs. And I just love the rush and the high of that.
I just had this terrible thing called anxiety, and I can't do those things. I've accepted this about myself. So.
I am terrified of heights to the point where I almost didn't get on the plane to leave or to come back when I got to leave the country finally last year. But the older I get, the better it sounds. Just go off into space and hope for the best out there, because like this planet's letting me down. So I want a new planet. As Janelle Monáe rapped.
Listen, if Janelle Monáe founds a planet and there's flights to like space flights to get to said planet, I will do that. But I'm not just going to go hang out in space.
She will. You'll see Wonderland by NASA tomorrow, just because you said that.
I love it. All right, Sharai, what are you looking forward to?
Oh my goodness.
I'm actually looking forward to a lot of the shows that won't give us details. Like there's supposed to be a Hellraiser show and a Chucky show, and they keep teasing me but not giving me anything about it. So I can't plan my life accordingly.
Right. Because we may or may not be looking for a miniseries to do at some point. Come on, people.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Plus, I just want to know what's going on, because you can't say you're going to do it and then not do it. It's like Chekhov's gun. You gotta fire that. You need to put it on HBO Max or something so I can see it.
Sharai, I'm in the process of writing a play in which I walk around hacking, and then I just don't do anything with it and leave.
I love it.
And I'm packing everything. I mean, I got shit strapped to my ankle, my bum. There's all kinds of stuff that's going to be hidden here.
No, that's all I want now. I will go every night. I need this to be serious.
I agree. I love it. Just to talk to Brother Ghoulish really quick. Yes, Jennifer Tilly is coming back for the Chucky series. They have announced their cast. It's her, and then the other one that I'm really interested in is what's the boy from Final Destination? Not Final Destination. Yes.
Evan Saw?
Yeah, he's in it as well.
I've not seen him since Final Destination, so I'm really excited.
Either, and I'm really excited to have a little baby crush.
I wonder how he aged. I'm gonna go Google that after this.
So yes, they have announced their cast. There's just no dates for it, as far as I know. If someone knows something different, let us know because we want to watch it.
I like that Jennifer Tilly's back because she was one of the first people when the reboot was happening to be like, you didn't consult the original creator, don't do this. And I was like, yes, Jennifer, yes.
Yes, because she's so pro queer, and she was like, "There's nothing." And we have talked about the remake. We've discussed it. There's just nothing queer about it, so it loses a lot of its charm.
Yes, that and booting the creator never works out. Like, what show you boot the creator from that gets better? Wasn't Gilmore Girls? Wasn't Community? Wasn't any of the ones I've seen?
Was it Spider-Man on Broadway? I don't know.
That one was the epitome of.
He's got hurt.
Somewhere, someone's still stuck in a net on Broadway.
That's hysterical. All right, so I'm also really excited about. I'm an AHS loyalist. I will watch it. I don't know that I'm going to love this season. The theme and the title they've already announced, but I think it was Brother Ghoulish commented earlier. But it's double feature, so there's a lot of speculation that there's going to be two separate stories happening. So I think that's going to be kind of strange. Sarah Paulson's coming back. I'm excited about that. And yeah, so I'm going to watch it. I'm excited about it. We'll see. There's also rumors that they're going to be pulling from Rocky Horror Picture Show thematically because the first song in Rocky Horror Picture Show is double feature. There's more to that title that I can't think of right now, but that. So there's rumors about that. I don't know. There's also like mermaid looking things. Macaulay Culkin's in it. I don't know. Yes.
I wonder if the cinnamon crunch toast with the shrimp tails in it, I wonder if that's like Ryan's, like going a different angle to get us to start thinking.
Oh, maybe.
You're gonna show that first episode. It's gonna be a mermaid in a box of Chex Mix, and you're gonna be like, "This is really the last season." He went there,
and Trent will just be like, "Uh-huh."
Yes, Macaulay Culkin too. Ryan tweeted a picture from them on cast. He's playing someone. Ryan got him to do the show because he said he was going to be a crazy ass character and get to have sex with somebody, but I can't remember who that person was.
Glad the bar is set high for artistic statement.
Macaulay Culkin, that's what it takes, I guess. I'm also really excited and sad, but also more excited than sad about Pose Season 3. Super pumped. I love that show so much. If you haven't watched it, I think it's still on Netflix.
It is.
Go watch it. This is going to be their third and final season. I know that a lot of people were upset and thinking that like FX cut it or whatever, but that's not the case. The creators said, this is the full story. This is the story that I wanted to tell, and this is the end. And I have huge respect for that because like how many shows went on past their prime? Supernatural, I'm looking at you. So I'm excited that they're telling their story. It's an important show. If you don't know Pose, it's about in the 80s, the original like ballroom scene, houses, drag, trans people, gay people, queer people, and all. It's beautiful.
As someone who was lucky enough to be alive and old enough to get into a bar during that time, and it was also a time in my life when I was actually going to New York many, many times. I was single. I was working a job. And so I could afford to. It was an experience like none other. And it affected my art in a million different ways. Here's the thing about that show for me. It's not only such naturalistic dialogue, but the love, the relationships, and the critical love. Mm-hmm. The critical love, we're also afraid of, if you don't get a trophy, if I don't say something nice to you, then I'm a bully, right? Yeah. No, that's not what it's about. It's about helping each other grow. And there's just so much love within that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
One thing I will say about Ryan Murphy, because I know there's plenty of stuff to criticize. I have done as well.
Ratchet.
Right. I didn't even watch that one, so I don't know. But he is loyal to his people for the most part. So like Angelica Ross, who he knew they were writing her. Spoiler alert! Sorry, I don't want to spoil anything. He knew she was not going to be in season 3 of Pose, and so now he has put her into American Horror Story, both the previous season and this season. And so she was the first person, the first out trans actor to be in 2 network television shows at the same time.
Yeah.
And the fact that she wasn't nominated for anything is bullshit.
I have so many things about nominations. Let's just begin with oh, never mind. We don't need to go there.
Truly.
Kayla Cole gets snubbed forever.
Yeah, my favorite is Fred. If I may destroy a bunch of people because of I may destroy you.
Oh,
Also on that.
Go ahead.
I also love that he cast Angelica Ross in American Horror Story as a woman, not as a trans woman, as a woman. Love it. Go ahead, Sheree.
I was just going to say that every time Michaela Cole doesn't get nominated for something I May Destroy You could be nominated for, it is another sign of racism actively working for these awards. But who am I? Because I don't work for the Emmys. Who am I?
Who are you? You're a social justice warrior, and by the time you are my age, this shit will be a little bit different. I hope a lot different, but you're going to make it a little bit different one day at a time.
One angry tweet to everybody who nominated.
Another Medium article.
Yes.
If you have not checked out Sheree's latest 2, I think it's the latest 2 articles on Medium, you need to go check them out immediately and share them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Do you know how many people are using those articles in their classes, Sheree? I mean, across spectrums. It's not, they're not just looking at in a race class, a gender class, or a theater class, because those are tags that you're connected with, the playwriting class, but in sociology classes, in psychology classes, in history classes, it's yeah. You're a change agent, beautiful.
Thank you. I'm just an angry girl with a computer who makes time for things. Yes. Yeah, I forgot where I was going. Yes. I have not actually seen Emily because I put it on to go to sleep like I do with trash TV. But like I know for a fact it was not better than I May Destroy You without ever watching it, without ever engaging in it. I hope the writer knows that as well.
Yeah. And it also sucks that genre stuff is not nominated for anything either. Like I think they snubbed Lovecraft for a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't even pay attention to who's nominated anymore. I sometimes watch the red carpet because I like to watch the fashion, but sometimes I don't even do that.
Like, how many genre shows and movies have been snubbed historically? Like, I know Whedon's a problem, but back in the day, the episode of Buffy, The Body from season 5. Yes, it's been a minute, but it was season 5. The episode The Body, people deserve some acting nominations and some everything other nominations, and people were like, no, it's a WB show. I'm kind of happy he didn't get any writing ones now, but like everybody else could have been nominated and could have these trophies because they did so much work. Like Anya's monologue. I'm not even going to go down this road because it'll just lead me to another rant about how these systems are just wrong and we need new awards by younger people who actually watch TV.
Yes, Crystal, yes.
And Tony Collette. Oh my God.
Yes.
Lupita and Tony need to be nominated for literally any, like if they're in the show, nominate them.
Just
If they're in, it's already nominations.
I have not listened to the podcast on Heredity because that movie literally traumatized both my husband and me in a way that was, we couldn't sleep. And so I have to get back into it. And it is because of those performances. So Crystal, yes.
Yeah. We actually have not covered that yet because it is
It's heavy.
it's a lot. It's on our list. It's on our master list. We'll get to it.
I was a guest for someone else, Trailer Trash, who covered it. because my friend Grayson was like, "Hey, we're gonna watch this movie. You've seen it a lot," and I was like, "And I'll watch it again." So we did that.
Yeah, Hereditary and Midsummer both messed me up in that way. I was just like, I sat outside of the theater for like a couple of minutes and was just quiet with myself after the fact. I was like, this has changed me in a way I was not anticipating. I don't know how to go on for the next half hour.
Yeah, I want to mention what is her name from Hereditary, from Midsummer?
Frances Florence.
Florence.
There we go.
Is it Florence?
Gabe.
Right though.
She is incredible. She was also incredible in Little Women, which I do believe she was nominated for, but that's another rant. But she's one to look out for, I feel like.
Agreed.
Flora deserves to be nominated more. It deserves to be a part of the thing.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're hitting the 50-minute mark. And so let's talk about April, or no, not April, this is March. This time I've drank this much. So March, we have been, of course, celebrating the feminine and women in horror and writers and creators. And we've had so much fun doing that, of course, covering Promising Young Woman with Lindsay and Tigers Not Afraid with Doc J. We also covered
We did Silent House, which was a choice. And
I was going to say that.
Let's publicly apologize to M again. We're sorry, M. And when we restart the list of guests to have back on, you will get something vetted with 2 references at least.
I haven't listened to that yet. What? No, I'm curious.
It was bad. It was real bad. And it escalated.
If you just don't watch the last 20 minutes, it'll be like, eh. And then, but if you watch the last 20 minutes, it's terrible. So if you're okay with me, end on the last 20 for the last 20 minutes.
The last 20 was definitely them saying, we can take this from man to bad, so it'll stay with people. And they did. Yeah.
But we also did the Babadook, which we loved.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
And
that deserved awards.
I don't want to admit this, but I haven't watched the Babadook because when it came out, everyone was so afraid of it. And so I'm going to talk to Danielle and say, light some candles, have some wine. Will you hold my hand? So I haven't listened to that, and I should see that movie, right? I should see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Especially after we've done our podcast on it. Like, it's not a perfect movie in my opinion. And in the podcast, I talk about my issues with it. But, like, it's incredibly made. The performances are all incredible. I will say to anyone out there that hasn't watched it, it deals with trauma. It deals with loss. It can be triggering for some people, I'm sure. So go into it knowing that.
I see you, Crystal.
Yeah, like the way that leading actress handles grief is very, I would say, triggering, and I don't really use that word lightly, just as somebody who gets triggered by certain things. But it's similar, actually, to Florence. I don't know how to say her last name. I don't even know if I should try. But in Midsummer, it's like you see their face and you see like the way that they carry that grief and that fear, and you're just like, oh, I know this inherently, and my body is like in another room. I am not myself. But it is a good movie. I think to your point, Trent, it's not a perfect one, but it's worth watching.
It was one of my favorites when it came out, and now there's been some other stuff. So, I mean, it would probably still land in my top 20-ish, 25-ish, but I would never sit here to rank those because it would just be chaos.
Well, thank you, and thank you, brother, for helping that too. Like I said, we're just gonna set it up so that I'm ready to handle it.
Yes.
There you go.
And then Monday we have A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night coming out, which is a really fun movie. I suggest everyone go watch it if you haven't watched it. I believe it's on Shudder. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And some normal rental places as well. Our guest for that is Olivia Lilly, who people might know if they're from Chicago, because she, of course, runs Prop Theater and does like 80 other billion things. So yay, a playwright, artistic director to keep an eye on.
Yeah, she was so fun. That episode was really fun to make and to edit because I was the one that edited that one. So fun. Highly suggest the movie. Yeah, so that was our March, which was really, really fun.
Yeah. And because we like a loose theme, April is going to be movies we think we're taking with us from 2020. Because as we know, 2020 is painful hindsight. And but we think we found some gems worth keeping. So yeah.
And Sharai and I might disagree on a few. Who knows what will happen?
Don't we always? We've been called disagreements.
I can't wait. As long as there's not like shivs involved, it's fine.
There not yet. No, we haven't stooped that low yet.
Well, the
We haven't
pandemic
come to the same state yet.
after times are coming.
Right?
We've also, Sharai and I have also decided that we're going to quit our jobs and move to Chicago, California and work at a winery.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Feeling better, move to Oregon, and we'll vibe. Oregon, yeah, we got wineries all over the place. We'll find a piece of land, we'll claim it as our own, like Oregonians do, and this is mine now, my haunted winery.
I love it. We can make a commune.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like a super good cook, and Daniel and I are open to a lot. So yeah,
I've become a really good bartender, so I have my role.
Sharai and I got the alcohol.
Yes.
I also bring children.
I love it. I love it. As long as I can drink around them, it's fine.
The only thing I have to offer to this is being a good mom to drunk people. So I can't really cook, and I can make one cocktail, but I can take care of you.
I have a science teacher now.
We need Clarissa Brown. We need Clarissa Brown. She is so brilliant. Yes, Clarissa, you're coming to our commune. You know what she'll do? She'll know how to feed us when the oxygen goes away. You know, she'll know how to make that happen. She is brilliant. Yes.
There you go. There you go, Doctor. I'm a little message from Gabriel.
Oh my God.
I feel like we found our path, and it's building this commune at a winery. So I love this. Especially Thursday led to answers.
It did. We have a path now. Goals.
How close can you be to an ocean to build a winery? Just asking. Clarissa, your thoughts? Because I want to be by the ocean, but I fear that that's an impossibility in terms of what it does to the soil and such. But a girl can dream.
We might could be in driving distance to a beach.
I'll take it. We'll get those cars that is fueled by like vegetable oils from restaurants.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll just put that in there. And it should be like a 1950s car. When you watch Reprisal, you'll know the kind of car I'm interested in. Driving with a vegetable oil.
Oh,
fuel.
there we go. We have an Oh shit. We have an answer.
Yes.
I love it. Oh.
We start packing. So I hope you're all serious, because I'll see you Friday.
What? I dare you.
See, and I'm retiring, so you guys are like, "Oh, isn't this funny?" And I'm like, "No."
No, but really, I need a ride from the airport.
I'm already here. Pick me up.
Just landed. Look out, Lindsay. I'm coming.
I've got my eye on the sky.
Well, this has been a blast. Thank you both for joining us for this Thirsty Thursday. Thank you everyone who's watched and commented. This has been one of our more successful Thirsty Thursdays, so it's been even better. I love it. I love it so much. We love that we are creating a community. We really hope that we are. That's one of our goals in doing this podcast, is creating a positive, affirming, horror-loving community. So
Make sure you're articulating well when you say horror loving.
I'm going for that juxtaposition, okay? Keep the people on their toes.
Lindsay, it was so
I've
great.
also drank this much.
It was so great to meet you too, and thanks y'all for having us. This was lovely.
Thank you for being here. We look forward to having you back. Probably, I won't say next season because we don't know what we're going to do this summer, so maybe sooner than next season. We'll see.
If we ever find out these dang TV shows, who knows what will happen?
I'm going to lay this down. This bitch has a lot to say about the Stand series.
I've heard lots of things about that. I've heard lots of things.
Stephen King is, there's like, oh God, my husband, my children. And when I say God, it's the small G, so I don't know where she is, where they are. But yeah.
Cher's running around here somewhere. It's fine.
Yeah, that person can write really well. So yeah, I have thoughts on that one. I'm just saying.
Awesome. Well, yes, thank you, everyone. And we will see you on Monday for A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Yay!
Make sure you stay fierce out there.
Bye.
Bye.